Hey everybody, I'll miss you guys tonight. We're pre-recording this, so maybe it's raining, maybe it's not, maybe the wind is blowing, maybe it's really nice outside and we're all rolling our eyes like, oh my gosh, why did we cancel church? But the fact of the matter is that we're not together tonight for week 2 of our relationship series. We're in our homes in different places. Hopefully, if you have an Instagram account, you've been able to play along with us with some of the games that we've been posting, having a good time over there. And we're going to hand out some prizes for those games next Wednesday when we do come back together for week 2 of our relationship series. But last week we talked about all the different types of relationships that we might have. And I'm trying to remember all of them, but there were a bunch. Things like relationship with our parents, with our friends, with our siblings, with our extended family. We might be in a romantic relationship. We have relationships with our classmates, with our teachers, with our teammates. If you play sports, your club mates, bandmates, whatever it is that you do for extracurriculars. Relationship with God. We have a relationship with acquaintances. And so tonight, since we can't be together, we're supposed to tonight talk about friendships and why they're important, how they're important, and what all that looks like. But in lieu of that, what I wanted to do tonight was just share just a couple of minutes, a couple of thoughts, really, on relationships overall. Because last week, if you were here, you know that we talked about this idea of what is the one thing in common that every relationship you have has in common. What's the one common factor in every relationship that you have? And the answer is you. You are the common factor in every relationship that you have. And so, what you bring to the table in your relationships, it matters. Now, I'm not saying that it's your fault if your relationships aren't working the way that you hope they would, certainly not pointing the finger at anyone. But what we are saying is we all need to take a look inside ourselves, right? And be willing to take some accountability for the attitude, the mindset, the behavior, the approach that we bring to every single one of our relationships. And one of the things we talked about last week was this idea of the golden rule. It's Matthew 7:12. It says, treat others do unto others as you would have them do unto you, or treat others the way you want to be treated. And that can be really hard because as human beings, our instinct is usually to treat others the way they treat us. Right? So if someone's mean to us, our instinct is to be mean back to them. Right? Today, I was driving to drop off a package at the FedEx store and I was going to turn left and somebody didn't like how long it was taking me to get in the left lane, I guess. I don't know. But they were driving by and they beeped their horn at me. And man, did that tick me off. My instinct was, I'm going to go get them. Right? Now, obviously, I don't want to go to jail, so I didn't chase somebody and try to get in a fight with them. But that was my very first instinct. I'm going to show you. You're going to beep at me. I'll beep back at you. I'll do something worse. Whatever worse might be. But the point is, that was my instinct, is not to treat them how I would want to be treated, but to treat them the way that they treated me. You probably have dealt with some of those same things. If you feel like you're not being treated fairly at home, your instinct is to lash out. If you feel like one of your friends is doing you wrong, your instinct is going to be to get angry or to say, I'll show you how it feels. But Jesus in Matthew 7:12, the Sermon on the Mount, is actually telling us, hey man, you actually need to do the opposite. You need to treat others not the way that they treat you, but the way you wish they would treat you, the way you want to be treated. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And so, I make mistakes sometimes, right? A big one, the most important relationship in my life outside of my relationship with Jesus is my relationship with my wife. She's the most important person in the world to me. I love her more than words can even express. She's just so amazing. I could talk for hours about how great my wife is and how much I love her, but that's not why you tuned into this YouTube channel tonight. So what I'll say is, I kind of take my wife off a lot. I just can be an annoying person. I know that's really surprising to you guys. I do things, not usually on purpose, sometimes, but not usually on purpose, that just irritate her. And I really want her to forgive me. Like, that's what makes me feel good, is when I make a mess up, or when I do something that irritates her or annoys her, or when I forget to do something that she asked me to do, and that happens all the time. But anyways, when that happens, right, I want her to forgive me. But then on the other side, she doesn't irritate me quite as much just because she's a better person than I am. But when I'm frustrated with her or upset with her or angry at her, my instinct, right, is to get angry, to be like, I'll show you. But what Jesus says we should do is treat others the way we want, do unto others as we would have them do unto us. And so I try really hard to be like, to bring forgiveness to that relationship. And again, my wife doesn't have a lot that she needs my forgiveness for. She's pretty close to perfect. But since I want her to forgive me, I need to bring that attitude and mindset of forgiveness to every aspect of our relationship. And so, you want your parents to listen to you. You feel like they're not listening to you. You're not being heard. So what you need to do is make sure that you're listening to them. Even if you still continue to feel like they're not listening, are you respecting them, right? You want your friends to care, be interested in your life and what you're doing. You need to make sure that you're treating them that same way. For most of us, the instinct is to think that the world revolves around us and that everyone owes us everything and we should just do what we want. And again, next week we're going to talk about friendships. There are absolutely such a thing as toxic friendships. And all friendships shape and mold and influence us and help us become who we are and who we're going to be. So friendships are really important. They're something we should really pay attention to. Relationships with family and parents and siblings, those can be really hard too. And so I'm not saying to just go out of your way to ignore every negative thing that's happening in any of your relationships. I'm certainly not saying that you should become a doormat and let people walk all over you because you're trying to treat them the way you want to be treated. And I don't necessarily think that that's what Jesus was saying either. What I'm saying is, and what I believe that Jesus was saying is, we have to lead with love, with grace, with patience, with forgiveness, and with understanding, because that's the way that we would want people to treat us. When we make mistakes, when we mess up, when we do something we wish we hadn't done, we don't want someone to get angry at us, to hold it against us, to look down on us and say, that's why I don't want nothing to do with you. We want them to forgive us. We want them to continue to love us and believe in us and support us. And we want them to understand that, hey, I really didn't mean that. I really want we want them to have patience with us and give us a second and a third and a 100th chance. And, again, there's lines that we have to draw to make sure that we can have keep our mental and emotional and spiritual health going. And we'll continue to talk about those things starting next week when we explore the reality of friendships and the impact that those things have on our lives. But again, tonight, I just want to leave you with that thought to just, we brushed up on the golden rule in our message last week, but I wanted to kind of really dig into it a little bit more tonight and explore the reality of what does it mean to do unto others as you would have them do to you, to treat others the way you want to be treated. And are we treating the people around us, the people we're in relationship with, are we treating them the way that we would want to be treated? Or are we treating them in a way that really just benefits us or helps with our self-interest? Or are there relationships in our lives that we're treating them the way that they treat us? It's reactionary instead of proactive, right? Instead of leading with love and treating them the way we wish they would treat us or the way we know that we want to be treated. I guess the ultimate question I'm asking tonight, guys, is, are we setting an example in every single one of the relationships we're in? Are we setting the standard and leading by example and saying, this is how you should behave in a relationship? This is what it means to invest in a friendship, invest in a family, to invest as part of a team, or even if you're in a romantic relationship. What does that look like to treat others the way you want to be treated? I hope this has helped you, challenged you, given you something to think about tonight. Again, I'm pre-recording this, so I don't know what the wind and the rain and the weather is doing right now, but no matter what, I can't wait to be back together with you guys at Epic Students next Wednesday, February 1st. We're going to dive into that idea of friendships, why they're important, why they matter, what they look like, and I can't wait to see you guys there. Thank you for tuning into this quick little YouTube video. Again, if you've got an Instagram account, go check out what's going on over there. We're having some fun with some games and stuff. We'll be giving out some prizes next week. We got some announcements coming next Wednesday. Tacos and Trivia's coming up. We probably are going to change the date on that because of this cancellation. But anyways, I'm rambling now. Hey guys, I hope that you can go out and treat others the way you want to be treated this week. I hope you have an amazing week. Matter of fact, let me pray with you. Hey God, I just want to thank you for the chance we have to just tune into a YouTube video together. And I thank you, God, for all the different relationships that we have. I pray that we would work to keep you at the center of them and to lead with love, God. To in every relationship we're part of, that we would do our best to treat others the way we want to be treated. That we would do our best to have patience and love and grace and forgiveness. Also, God, though, that you would bring wisdom into our lives and that we would understand when it's time to walk away from some relationships, when they're just too toxic or detrimental to our mental, emotional, or spiritual health. But every relationship we're in, I pray, God, that you would help us to lead with love and to treat others the way that we want to be treated and the way that you would have us treat them. We thank you and praise you. I pray we all have a great week, a safe week, and come back together next Wednesday for the official week 2 of our relationship series. Hey guys, thank you so much. I love you, I miss you, and I can't wait to see you next Wednesday.